Today we're taking a look at 4 spells from D20 Modern. Hello everyone, and welcome back down here to the Gamer's Den with me, your host, Jordan, your master of lore and storyteller extraordinaire, here bringing you another fun-filled, action-packed, and exciting episode of Fixing D20 Modern. I say action-packed, but that's all. You know me by now. We are just going to be covering a couple of spells from the D20 Modern book, specifically pulling them out of Urban Arcana, and I picked out 4 spells that I feel really epitomize that blending of technology, the modern day and age, with magical effects. And these are actually quite a lot of fun overall. I don't know how much more I could really say or gas on or gush on about all of it, so we're going to go ahead and just get into this and move through everything here. To start us off, we have Power Device. It's a first level arcane spell, and it powers one inoperative electrical or mechanical device. It's a touch range spell, and it lasts 10 minutes per level, so this one should be fairly obvious in its utility. There's an electronically operated door that needs to open, or say you're driving a vehicle but you want to drive a vehicle but you have no way of powering it. You can use this spell to get it up and going. This is a great utilitarian spell all the way around. Absolutely fantastic, and its wording seems specific, but it's vague enough that the applications and utility here should be interesting enough in and of itself. Like, say you have a broken machine gun. Is it inoperative, unable to be powered? I would argue that, especially if a player had a very clever idea with it, they could definitely use this to start powering certain kinds of weaponry. So, again, this is a great utilitarian spell with lots of application that really is only limited by the caster's creativity. And then we also have Status at 3rd level. So the Divine spell allows the Divine caster to track the location, health, and status of one creature touched for every 3 levels. Distance doesn't affect the spell, and it lasts 1 hour per level. So having access to 3rd level spells, this is going to last you for quite a while. Through most combat situations, exploration, whatever the task may be that you're on, you'll be able to keep track of all people involved. And given the abilities in electronic and magical communication as well, you can easily replicate coordinating a precise tactical team making entry into a fortified enemy location. And you can do so entirely staying off of normal channels of communication, like if you're using a variation of the Eldritch cell phone, or apply a similar effect to radio communications. Anybody that could potentially be listening in isn't really going to pick up a whole lot. So all the way around, a very useful, again, utilitarian kind of spell. And then the next one is Relay Text. It's a 2nd level arcane spell, and it's got unlimited range to send a text message of up to 25 words to an electronic device you've seen before that's capable of displaying text. So it has to be at least some kind of a flip phone with a screen to show text, a smartphone, computer, PDA, pager, any sort of electronic device with a screen to that effect. So again, another utilitarian spell, but infinitely useful if you know somebody is consistently near or has a device on them. You can send this, and best of all, it does not leave an electronic record of the message. So this is another handy way of communicating and making it difficult for opponents or any kind of opposition to trace your movements, electronic or otherwise. And then lastly, we have a 5th level Divine or Arcane spell, meaning both Divine and Arcane spellcasters can learn it, and that's Synchronicity. This spell allows circumstance to perfectly align for the target's benefit. Lights will always be green while driving. A ride will show up within 1 round of standing on the curb. This gives a +8 bonus on drive checks, bluff, hide, and sense motive, and spot checks during car chases, depending on if you are being chased or chasing someone. This is because the spell essentially generates a wide field that just conspires in such a way to get all drivers, pedestrians, and just sheer fate and circumstance to work in your favor. So, if you're looking for a specific car and it's hiding behind a truck, suddenly that truck is going to have to merge and make a right, thus clearing your path and allowing you to see the vehicle that you're chasing after. Or a red light will come up, and this will force them to have to run the red light but be slowed down because of traffic, giving you more time to catch up. Things of this nature, things like that. This also gives you, if I recall correctly, a +4 bonus on certain kinds of attacks of opportunity moving through enemy spaces, because opponents will reflexively be trying to move out of the way. This doesn't totally override them because they're looking right at you. Their goal is to attack you. So essentially, you're kind of causing them to hesitate or kind of fumble or fight with themselves, because the spell is giving their brain little nudges to get them to shift out of the way, but they're still trying to bear down on you. So, and this will be the same thing if you're trying to move through crowds. The crowd will instinctively, reflexively just kind of move and mesh around you and then immediately close back up, getting in the way of whoever may be chasing you. So again, this is an incredibly useful spell. This has a lot of utilitarian and combat applications. And not even just combat, through a lot of skill applications as well, depending on what the situation may be overall. But these are just 4 spells that kind of mesh in and tie in nicely with modern day life and conveniences and technology. Certainly there's more out there, and I've come up with the occasional extra spell, but it's mostly been my players who have done so now and then. And unfortunately, I don't have a lot of those notes or details anymore. We've only recently started playing D20 Modern. Well, I say recently. Last year we started playing D20 Modern again, and then COVID happened, so not a whole lot of gathering and gaming together. But as things move along, or as I remember, or my players remember details, I'll try to bring in some homebrewed spells. But this should give you some ideas, get those creative juices going, and allow you to brainstorm and come up with your own unique spells. Or at least that's my goal and hope here. As well as presenting the funner parts of D20 Modern as well. Not everything is about fixing it, although there's something to be said for that. And as it goes, spells and spellcasting, I don't know that there's really a lot to fix here, because spellcasting classes, almost no matter what game you're playing, are going to have some significant advantages just because the spells offer them a wide array of abilities. So, and not only a wide array of abilities, but a lot of very useful abilities too. So, something worth considering, something worth thinking about, and it's certainly another reason why I like running Urban Arcana, Shadow Chasers, and kind of blending those two together, because I like spellcasting. I like having magic in my modern settings. But enough rambling about all this from me. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought of this video. Are there other spells that you think might better exemplify magic within the D20 Modern setting? Or do you feel like that I've just completely missed the mark? Hit the like button, hit the dislike button, whatever you may be feeling for today. And if you haven't done so already, go on down there and hit the subscribe button, become a regular member here at the Gamer's Den. Certainly, I know I'd be happy to have you here. But with that said, once again, I've been your host, Jordan, your master of lore and storyteller extraordinaire. Thank you all so much for your time, and you all have yourselves a good day.